First and foremost, this is the issue that I wanted us to speak on it. It was trending online. Mm-hmm. It was a very, very emotional conversation between little Scrappy and his moms. If y'all are not familiar, just a little bit of context. Lil Scrappy's a rapper from Atlanta. Mm-hmm. He's on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. His mom's is on there, Mama D. If you know her history, she is a hood chick, man. She was pimping back in the day, doing a little bit of a lot of gangster activities, things of that nature. Scrappy daddy wasn't really in his life, so that was his influence coming up. And in this clip, Scrappy speaks on how that is affecting his current relationship, because Mama D is beefing with his now wife or fiance or whatever Bambi on the show, and Scrappy breaks down and basically tells his mama the effect that his upbringing had on him and how he views women. So I'm gonna get this, and I'm gonna get y'all take on it. Man, at some point today. Bear with me.
I grew up in a whorehouse. I grew up in a trap house. Yep. So all I knew was that, you know what I'm saying? And I love you because you held it down and you did what you had to do. But imagine you never had
child point of view.
You never had to sleep with your mama 24/7 because you couldn't go in your room.
Okay.
You never had to walk in on my dope.
Yeah.
You never had to walk in on my just you know what I'm saying? The way I was raised, I had to deal with that because everything that happened, I had to deal with that. And I'm still dealing with it because ain't nobody come and take me to give me no help. Ain't nobody got me no help. I learned about that when I got older.
Okay, so do you...
this real, cuz like this this in my head, my whole life, in my head. The I go through, I can't even go to her, she hard. I can't go to you hard. So I'm on the concrete, my granddaddy ain't that hard.
Wow.
But guess what? And I ain't taking nothing from you because you put me there. You put money in my You gave me to help my rap career and all that. Ain't nobody do that but you. So I love my mama.
It's okay though.
And I love my wife.
Yeah. But I love you.
You feel me?
But this is my baby. I just can't change his diaper.
Heavy scene, man. Heavy scene, but basically he's speaking to the way he was raised, man. Is it's affected him greatly, clearly affecting his relationships. And I kind of want y'all to speak on the fact that a lot of times black mothers are just bulletproof. Don't matter what they did when you was growing up. Don't matter what circumstances they raised you under. It's just like, hey, man, she tried her best. You just got to accept that, take that. Hey, it is what it is. But, a lot of times that shit be having an effect on you that you don't even realize until you get a bit older and you try to embark on relationships and, you wondering why you dealing with your friendships the way you are, why you're not as close with family as you may want to be. And then you get to think about the upbringing and was like, damn, that had a major effect on me. So I kind of want to just get y'all's take on the clip and just, the parental relationship in the black community a lot of times, just in general, and how toxic it is a lot of times.
Go ahead, though. You test my mic real quick. Hit me up, baby.
Man, I think it's as far as my generation, I would say, my generation, they was just doing what they had to do to survive. You know what I'm saying? And as a kid, let me readjust it. As a kid, I didn't understand that part. You get what I'm saying? I understood what was going on around me. I just didn't understand like why it was going on around me. Because you're a kid, you're seeing it through a kid lens. Mm-hmm. But as I got older, you get what I'm saying, and I started making grown decisions, I also understood that was really grown decisions, and you're only privy to what you know what I'm saying, what's in front of you. You get what I'm saying? So if you from a small town and you never leave that small town, you'll never know there's a Gucci store. You get what I'm saying? You'll never know it's mansions. You know what I'm saying? You'll never know it's, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things you would never see in that small town. You get what I'm saying? And it's a lot of things you would never see that you could be in a small town. You'll never know. You can be a crane operator. You could be a accountant, or you know what I'm saying, a judge or something, just something like that.
Yep, welding, all type of stuff.
You know what I'm saying? So I believe like during them times, bro, like a lot of women was alone. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the deadbeat, you know what I'm saying, capital. That I would call it the deadbeat capital years. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like 80s and 90s babies, we felt it the most, like as far as like the deadbeat capital, like all that shit. You know what I'm saying? We had the drugs out here, all that shit. So the women was just thrown out here to do what they could. And they was living in a time where women was marginalized. They, no matter how smart the woman was and educated the woman was, she wouldn't get paid, you know what I'm saying, the same as her counterparts and all this type of things. And then most of them wasn't even educated. They was working CNA jobs, you know what I'm saying, at the nursing homes and all that type of stuff, or driving the bus and all that, just trying to make a way for their kid. And doing that, all that type of stuff, bro, like your kid not getting the nurturing it needs. I'm gonna say it because it could be a girl or a boy. You know what I'm saying? So they gotta pick up things on the streets, or, you know what I'm saying, like they friends and all that, bro. That was a treacherous time for black kids coming up. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we got these traumas that we growing up with right now. You know what I'm saying? Because we had the kids like, oh, especially with the girls. You know what I'm saying? They was like, oh, I ain't never beat my moms. I never slaved for a nigga and all that. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, when you living in misery, bro, like you accept anything from your partner, anything. So a lot of these women had men living off of them. You know what I'm saying? Like just bums for real. We're going to keep it a bean. You get what I'm saying? And the women grew up seeing this like, hell nah, and accepting this. You know what I'm saying? So now we got these breeds of women that got careers and all that, and they look down on, you know what I'm saying, on men and all these type of things that talk crazy. And I don't blame them. Shit, that's what they grew up in. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you right. A kid can't control nothing, bro. Nothing. The way they dress, I remember like talking about kids and shit. Even though I wanted to flies and all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, capping and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but not understanding that's mama and daddy money. You get what I'm saying? That's doing that. So, you know, like we got young kids watching this. You know what I'm saying? Like high school kids. I hope not no 13-year-olds watching this, but some high school kids. If y'all watching this, bro, please believe, bro. Like all that shit is mom and daddy money. Even when you're young, like I see it now, like kids that be 18, 19, 20 still living with moms and mom and dad, and they getting help and all that shit. All that shit is mom and dad. When it's time for you to do it on your own, bro, that's when your traumas kick in. That's when all that shit kick in on you, because that shit's scary, bro. And most of the time, the kid that's been getting picked on for real and got some hustle about themselves, they rise from that. You know what I'm saying? Because they done been to the bottom and heard it all. They done seen it all. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time, too, the kid that done had it all and all this type of shit here, they fall over to the wayside. That's just real because they've been coddled. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I see with the generation of women. But he ain't lying, bro. Like, the women had it hard, but the kids had it hard, and a lot of women don't understand that, especially little boys.
Oh, and how you feel like, you know, a lot of, you know, it's a lot of our experiences, man. Just having traumatic upbringings. A lot of times daddy not in the home. A lot of times mama have to work 3-4 jobs, even if it's not in the streets or doing whatever, you know, she's barely there, you know, and that's not by choice, but that's by, you know, the circumstance. And a lot of times that has effect on, you know, young men when we leave the crib and, you know, all of that. So like, what do you feel like is or not what do you feel like, but what type of effect? Either have you seen, or do you feel like that has on kids growing up in that sort of circumstance?
It really depends on the type of environment, because every environment, regardless, is gonna shape you. So I can speak from like my experience. What it taught me as a young cat was responsibility. Because losing my pops early, mom had to work, and she was trying to go back to school. So when she got to study or something like that, like I'm the one preparing the meals, getting my brothers they baths, making sure that, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of took on some of that responsibility. Some of it was asked, and then while some of it was just, shit, I just feel like that's just what I had to do to kind of ease up some of that stress. Like, I know you working long hours. She sometimes working double shifts. So it's like, you know, sometimes it was hard. Like sometimes I would have to miss functions for school or like 7-on-7. Oh, that hurt me. I couldn't play no 7-on-7 because during that time, you know, how she was working, it was like she was working like 16s, picking up shifts here, picking up shifts there because we needed the money. Mm-hmm. So I'm, you know, nobody to watch my brothers really. So I got to stay at home. Or we only had one car at the time. So shit, if she at work, I can't really move around. I can't leave them by myself. So it taught me a lot of responsibility at an early age. And it also kind of made me rebellious as I got older too. And me and my brothers talk about this all the time because for the most part, probably like after I turned like 21, I ain't gonna say I distanced myself, but I was like a lot more selfish. Because when I was younger, it was always my brothers, my brothers, my brothers, my brothers, my brothers. And like that's like pretty much all I knew. I chose school. I chose a close school because I didn't want to be too far. Like a lot of stuff is because I just didn't want to let go. You know what I'm saying? So part of it was me too, but it was the responsibility that was put on me at an early age. And as I got, you know, older, you know, there was something I just distanced myself from or just got tired of because I'm like, shit, I've been wearing this badge since I was 10 years old.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So after a while, I was like, I just want to let my hair down. Like, hey, nigga, it's four other y'all. And y'all niggas need to step up. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody
start
do
doing
something.
some shit around. You know what I'm saying? It was just things like that. Like, I understand I'm the firstborn. I'm the leader. I'm expected to do all these things. But it's like, hey, y'all got to do y'all thing too. Man, because we would have, like, especially like the last several years, like, me and my brothers would just have conversations and I would be just like, dog, I can't tell you where I was at mentally. All I knew was I was trying to go out, have fun, because I really didn't get to be a kid when I was younger. So now I got freedom. I got freedom. I got a little money. I got a car. I'm handsome. Let's go have a good time.
I don't know about all that, but go ahead.
Again, like I said, Ricky Romance. No, so you know what I'm saying. So it was a lot of mixed feelings with me, man. A lot of stuff I had to grow. It's a lot of stuff I had to learn, and it definitely took time. But if you don't reflect, you're gonna be stuck in the matrix. You just never gonna know. You're just gonna keep being in that cycle over and over and over, wondering how to get out until you take a step back. So, but yeah, it's pivotal, and you really gotta understand what you're doing when you're in it, and seek help if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you need to, you know. I don't feel I need, but I think one day I just might, just to kind of see what I can unpack. I think there are stuff like I've just like dug deep and just buried cement, like John Wick. Like it's down there. I feel like I got a couple things just down there, and I'm just like, yeah, it's what it is because it's been down there for so long, and it's like some stuff I don't want to say I can't talk about or wouldn't talk about. It just ain't came up.
Right.
So I just let it be.
Plus, it may do more damage if it come up now than it did initially a lot of times.
Right.
Because you're going to understand it from a deeper perspective.
And bro, that's what I know about older people too. Like, when you bring up something that you couldn't talk about when you was a child, bro, that hurt them bad, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
That hurt them bad, bro. And they try to like, oh, I was young and all this type of stuff there. Like, bro, like, they not understanding, especially like when you're a parent, you're looking at your child coming to you as a grown person, like really giving you that talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not understanding, like, they the ones lived what they telling you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because when you grown and you settled, like, you're in a trance. That's just real. Like, days are flying by. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But your kids not. Your kids are living in the moment because they depend on you. You know what I'm saying? For everything. They depend on you. So they feel everything. They know when they, you know what I'm saying, like, damn, I got to go hustle. Like, kids know all this shit. Like, damn, we doing bad. You know what I'm saying? But for her, she like, shit, I'm just making a way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Same with the dads. You know what I'm saying? So let me not put that on just one side. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah. Like that's a hard, real hard conversation and a real conversation that I feel like for real they not even ready for. Because the best thing they gonna say is, I did the best I could.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is super dismissive. I think that's part of the issue that a lot of kids have, even with Scrappy, as he's going into a lot of these issues that he dealt with. She trying to kind of quiet him. It's like, wait a minute, this ain't the place, this ain't the time. It's that type of thing, but it's never the place or the time in terms of you telling them, hey, you messed up raising me. That's hard to take, you know what I'm saying? Especially because, just like Smooth said, in their head, I'm doing everything I could do. I worked these jobs. I was out there pimping and trying to get some money so I could take care of you because your daddy wasn't there and this and that and the third or whatever. However they rationalize it in their head. And a lot of times they can't even tell that type of situation is toxic because that's how they grew up. So, a lot of parents and their kids, if we're going to be honest, within the black community, don't even have real bonds. It's trauma bonding. A lot of women have kids and will hang on to them kids for dear life because, like, you're how I get my validity. Ain't nothing else in my life done went right except y'all. I'm doing the best I can do for y'all, and y'all doing good, and that is where I get my validity from.
I've seen that, yep. And
they can't let go. You know what I'm saying? So it's a situation where that'll cripple you because now you feeling pressure, especially as men, as young men, you feeling pressure to be your mama's man and her son. So now when I leave the house, now I can't even bond with other women the way that I want to because I don't want to make my mama mad, or I don't want to, make my mama feel like I'm just neglecting her to go be with this new situation. When in reality, that type of like responsibility should have never been placed on your shoulders to begin with. But that's the circumstances that a lot of us grow up in. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and when you're young, like I said, you don't really get it. But when you get older and you get to thinking like, damn, the reason I can't connect with my woman as close as I want to is because, my mom didn't have I never seen a positive example of what a healthy relationship look like.
My dad wasn't around. I ain't had no positive role model to just teach me and show me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Or they was there and they hid everything from me. So I don't even know, what was going on. Or I don't even know how to navigate a relationship because they just put a mask up. We never had real conversations about, relationships and dating and all that. It's like, nah, you don't need to date nobody till you're 45. Or you don't need to do this. And nah, don't get no girl pregnant. It's so many hard barriers in terms of communication where you don't even feel like you can talk to them about nothing like that. I'm gonna just go get my information from my peers who don't know shit and just within the environment. A bunch of other people who done made mistakes and not living right. So now, in turn, I'm learning not to live right because I couldn't have a conversation with you. And because you wasn't going to take no accountability for how terrible of an example that you set for me. So, and that's why a lot of this shit is so hard to unpack. This man 40 years old and he breaking down crying like a kid. This just tell you how much he been holding on to, and he been meaning to have this conversation. And a lot of times, we're going to keep it real. Black mothers don't give you the space to have that conversation. They'll shut that shit down immediately if you try to have it in private. Because if you watch this clip, look like they was in like a little banquet or a little event or something, which is what she was trying to tell them, hey, just chill, don't do that here, da-da-da-da. But in his head, he thinking this the only opportunity I got. I done try to have this conversation with you a million times and you would get mad, you would hang the phone up, you would storm off, you would leave or whatever. And whenever I try to, ask you, hey, mama, why? Why did you raise me like this? Or how you raised me was wrong. It was.
That's a fact, man.
But now that I got this crowd, you kind of got to listen. Because if you storm off, you're going to look crazy. And it's going to look like, everything I'm saying is valid. So now she has to stand there and take it. And you could see she was just super uncomfortable in that. But that's the story for a lot of black parents and they children, bro. The relationship is toxic as hell. Like I know girls they mama is more they homegirl than they parent.
That is real.
Yep.
Or, men who daddy, like I said, your daddy supposed to be setting an example. Your daddy supposed to be teaching you what to do. They got niggas out here guiding their sons down the same toxic path they had.
Absolutely.
P&B Rock situation. The nigga went to go pick up his 17-year-old kid to come commit a murder.
That's real.
That's common, bro, in our society. And it's not spoken on enough.
That's real. So all we got the dads that just, in my opinion, just didn't care.
Right.
Just didn't care, bro. And then when you got older, they was like, oh, let me deal with you now. You out your kid phase.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Or was there every day, but wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
That too.
Yep.
Going to work every day, and again with the mindset Smooth talking about, I'm trying to make a way for my family. I'm trying to bring this check home, put this food on the table, whatever. And that's cool. You working 16,
That's
15,
honorable.
16 hours a day. That's honorable. But there's damage on the back end of that.
Like women say, they be married but single.
Correct.
That's what they be talking about.
Correct. Because your career takes priority over everything. It's some dudes who work their ass off, never made one football game, never made one PTA meeting, never made one dance recital, one cheerleading practice.
My mom's.
That's just real. So and again, when you get older, like Smooth said, I can rationalize it because I understand. You feel like that's what you had to do. But that don't mean that didn't have a negative effect on me. Right. I'm at these practices with my friends and they talking to their daddies or they talking to their mamas and I'm in that bitch just dolo.
Bro.
Damn.
Bro, there's plenty of functions I done been to, bro. Especially when I was a young motherfucker. I was the only kid out there, no parent. For real. So that made me cold. That just made me like, nah, I don't want to be here for real.
Cause you seen everybody else getting love.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit crazy, fool. And then when I became a man, I just was looking at it totally different. Like, I'd have never did that to my child. Especially when I became a father, boy.
Yeah.
Looking at my son, boy, I'd never do that. I get all this shit up to make sure I'm there. You get what I'm saying? Because now, with us feeling as far as our generation, like we also understand time is more important than money.
It's a fact.
Money is important. It is. It's very important. That's how you live. But a kid do not see money. They see time. They see effort. You know what I'm saying? They see them family things. They see them, you know what I'm saying, like you supporting them. You get what I'm saying? So when I became a man, I understood that. Like, I seen that. And it also made me look at my pop different. You get what I'm saying? Like, in a sense, I was like, I could never be you. I know I'm better than you. You know what I'm saying? So it changed my relationship with him. You get what I'm saying? When I started looking at it like that, like, me and my pop, we ain't talked in a while. Still now, like, y'all know what I'm going to do this weekend. That's the first time we really spoke in a while. You know what I'm saying? So, shit crazy, man. Everything he was saying, I just felt that shit. Because that's what I want to say. But I know where I'm going, this ain't the time for that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm also thinking, like, when will it be the time for that?
Never. That's the problem. We can be by ourselves in a room. Hey, man, this ain't a good time right
It
now.
was crazy. He go to Galveston a lot. I'm up the road.
Right up the street.
And when he come out here, he'll rather get a hotel. I don't even use upstairs. My house so big, I don't use upstairs. And I done told him that 1,000 times.
They let you know the comfortability too.
You get what I'm saying?
Cause I had a 1-bedroom apartment. My mom was coming. I'm on the couch.
That's
You
a
know what I'm
fact.
saying?
That's a fact.
So, yeah, man. I feel everything he's saying, bro. Everything. I'm going through some shit like that right now. But I'm more cold to that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm the type of person, man. I fuck it. I won't even show up to your funeral type of shit. If I don't get it off. You know what I'm saying? I don't care less who you is. I don't owe you nothing. And that's how I feel we should move. You don't owe your parents nothing. They owe you the world. My son owe me nothing. You get what I'm saying? Because I gave you life. You know what I'm saying? I gave you, you know what I'm saying? I put you here without you even wanting to ask. You didn't even have a choice in this shit. So in that, I owe you everything. You know what I'm saying? If I had to give my life for it or you wanted me to come off my job because I ain't there, fuck it. Then that's just what I got to do. You get what I'm saying? Because I owe it to you. I owe it to you until you from under the wing. You get what I'm saying? So that's just how I feel about it. But I'm also a noble man, so most people not like that.
Well said, man. We're gonna keep this thing pushing. I got one more I gotta get to.
Okay.
Chico Bean recently went on a radio show. I'm not gonna play the clip because they're gonna flag us for it.
Damn.
But when he went on the show, he was basically saying that how he'll never be in a relationship.
Oh, I seen that.
Said he's never gonna be married. He's never gonna be in a relationship. And he said like his, how he moves is, he let women know from the door. He said ain't no such thing as victims, as volunteers with me. Mm-hmm. And he said, whenever I'm dating a woman or whatever the case may be, it's like, hey, I just want to let you know up front, relationship's not gonna happen ever. Marriage is not gonna happen ever. And if you want to rock with me, we can do our thing. But if that's what you want, leave now. So that's his mindset on it, and he gave some other reasons for it, but
he was saying just what he saw growing up around him in his environment, how it was toxic and all that type of stuff. It didn't seem something that he wanted to, have based off what he saw.
Right. So
I feel him.
Yeah, I want to get y'all take on it, man.
Look, me and my wife already had that discussion, boy. If I ever got a divorce, never be married again, I won't even have a girlfriend again. I'm keeping it. Hey, girl, look, if you even talk about girlfriend with me, we done. We done. No. I'm built for marriage one time in my lifetime. If she don't keep me forever, no one will have me forever.
It gonna happen, baby.
I'm saying that's just real, dog. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot, bro. It's a lot dealing with somebody else, like and they feelings and checking in and your thinking like matching they thinking like and you not be able to like take certain things because it affect everything around you, and you know what I'm saying, the timing might not match up, and you know what I'm saying, it's a lot of shit that go into that you gotta take into account before you take a step. You get what I'm saying? And I ain't built for this twice. You know what I'm saying? People get married 3-4 times. Shh. I'd be cool with being alone, baby.
I know somebody got married 4 times.
You get what I'm saying?
I don't know how in the hell you do that.
That's dedication right there.
If
Bro.
I'm ever divorced, I will have me a penthouse, you know what I'm saying, or a nice ass gated townhome, you know what I'm saying, with 3 bedrooms for me, my son, and my daughter, and that's it, bro. Like, don't talk to me about girlfriend, relationship, all that. I'm gonna be on Chico Bean time. I went got a vasectomy, baby. Don't ever try to pop up and say you pregnant with me. We done. Yeah, and if you see me out with somebody else, keep it pushing.
Keep it playing.
I'll
man.
call you later. Tell you how my day went.
I'm with him though, especially when you at a certain status too. It's like it don't make no sense for you. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be hard for you to find a woman that's genuine, that's pure, that wants you for you and not just your money.
That's real.
So, hey, do what you do, baby. He is in a good position as long as you honest with him and upfront, like they say they want. That should never be an issue. Like you said, there shouldn't be no victims. You knew what you signed up for. I was honest with you from the jump. Told you what my requirements were or whatever, and this is how we playing the game. You can move around, or there's the door. No hard feelings. Still respect you. So I'm with it. I see nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, man. Like, relationships is big ass sacrifices. Everybody not built for it. Everybody not. A lot of people think they are until they get into it, and it gets past that honeymoon stage. Whether that be that year 2, 3, 10, 12. Then it's like, okay, wait a minute. This shit ain't all rainbows and roses. It's a lot that go into this thing, right? And even if you done vetted somebody, and going back to the compatibility topic earlier, when I met him, we were super compatible. Now this person is a little different, and I'm not sure if I'm comfortable with this. You know what I'm saying? But it's in those moments that's gonna really test your commitment level. You know what I'm saying? And let's be honest, most people don't make it. This is I say it all the time. Relationships, this is a losing game. That's just what it is. It's like going to the casino. If you sit there all day, you're gonna leave broke. That's just what it. I don't care how good you are. The odds are against you. That's just what it is. And relationships are the same way. We can look at the failure rate of marriages and then multiply that out by the people who never made it to marriage. So this is a losing game. It's no way around it. It's a gamble. So, when he speaks to that, he basically saying, I don't want to gamble. I want to control my environment. I like my life right now is peaceful. I can move on my own accord. I'm not obligated to nobody. I don't have to hold up business plays because my wife is not comfortable with this woman being there or the environment because she can't travel and so I gotta stop. I can't go do this show because I might have slipped up and mess with a chick in here. Now she don't even want me going to Tampa Bay no more. It's a bunch of different red tape and hurdles, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Or this girl, I can't have her on my podcast because she don't like her for whatever reason. They got into it on the side or she whatever. It's a lot of that going on. You know what I'm saying? So when you're in a relationship, you got to navigate that. You gotta maneuver around those hurdles. And a lot of times you have to turn down situations that in your heart would benefit you in your situation just to make them happy. And for a man to say, I don't want no parts of that. I just want to have me a woman that's around and we can kick it and we can have a great time. But when it's time for me to do what I want to do, I'm going to go do it. And I don't have to deal with any backlash from it. I don't have to worry about getting a divorce. I don't have to worry about paying alimony. I don't have to worry about paying child support. None of that.
And don't think about moving in.
Fact.
If you fall on hard times, we done.
Because we are no longer equally yoked.
That's real.
You're broke.
Get out of here.
But that's which is another aspect. If we get into it, or I don't like your energy, get out of my house. It's not our house. It ain't hey, we gotta move shit.
That
we gotta
deal.
Get out.
See, in Texas, they got common law. If they put a bill over there or something, they got a credit card bill. Nah, we ain't even gonna take it that far. You keep your place. I got my place. Plus, I don't like people around my kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And my kids don't need to see me living like this. You know what I'm saying? So you always got to use that. Don't take my excuse. But you got to use some shit to keep these women up off your back and all that type of shit if you're going to be living like Chico. Because a woman will still try to penetrate that, bro.
Oh, yeah, of course.
She will still try to see how you living. You know what I'm saying? See you an upstanding dude.
She
you keep it at the
all.
She thinks she can change.
That's going to be the challenge.
Yeah, baby.
I ain't never had nobody that's honest with me.
Still, you think you can change me? We done.
And that's the thing, man. Relationships are a belief system, bro. That's just like me telling this man he wrong is just like telling somebody that's practicing Christianity, you wrong for that, bro. You need to be practicing, Islam.
Buddhist or something.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, how can you don't have no grounds to tell that man that? So it's just because I believe in it, I'm married in it, don't mean everybody got to do that.
Exactly.
This is what it is. So if that man feels, strongly convicted to move how he's moving and he's happy and he's at peace, which is the most important thing, do your thing, bro. I ain't got nothing against that.
I believe in marriage one time. One time for everybody. It should be a marriage with law for one time in your life. All the 10 times and 4 times and it ain't that many soulmates for you on the planet, bro. So nah, man. Marriage should be one time only, and then you should be revoked after that. Like you should be banned from getting married.
He revoked.
They should put a big ban on your back.
That's crazy.
You don't know how to treat no woman. You don't know how to keep no man.
It's on your resume forever. It's just like credit.
Facts. And this one you can never get done.
Hey, that'd be hilarious.
That's real.
Not eligible for rehab.
That's it. The only person you can remarry, you can get me married to
the same one.
The same one. That's it. That's it. That's
that'll be some
only
funny
exceptions
shit.
if your partner die. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Outside of that, bam! Just big red on. That should be on your on your Social Security card. Just a big band after you got divorced. Give me your Social Security card.
That's real, man.
And if you lose it every time they print it, they hit it with, you was bad. Shit with the big band on your shit. Yeah.
That may not be a bad idea. We might have to flesh that out. Like, could you think of the effect that that it would have on marriage, like if every time somebody got a divorce that their credit took a hit for it?
Oh shit.
Could you imagine that? Like every time you get a divorce, your credit take a big ass hit.
Oh, that shit put you back at 500 like you
Right. Could you imagine that, bro?
Boy, it take a hit now, but it ain't 500.
I bet you boys will be way more diligent in that.
Well, they hit you with you getting a divorce? Or your credit ain't 500. Get out of here. Get out of here. And it never come off. It never come off. So you got to work with this on your credit for the rest of your life.
Hey, man, that might not be a bad idea.
Damn.